Hello everyone, today we continue learning the 6th unit Planet Earth. And this time we talk about the world's most expensive burger. So please open your workbook at page 48. Do you like burgers? How much does a burger cost in McDonald's? About 50 hryvnias, yes? And this burger costs 250,000 euros. So look at the picture and answer the question. Why do you think the beef burger is important? We've got 3 variants. It's a new recipe, it's a new form of cooking, or it's a new type of meat. So now let's listen to the text and find out the answer.
The world's most expensive burger.
Many chefs today use science to help them create new and exciting recipes. Recently, a top chef cooked a very special beef burger in London, and there were pictures and stories in the newspapers about it. But the meal wasn't for a restaurant or cookery book. It was an example of how to solve a growing problem. And the beef in the burger wasn't from a cow. It was from a science laboratory. The world's population is growing fast, and by 2060 it will be about 9.5 billion. There is a lot of concern about food. How are we going to provide enough food for everyone? Most people want to have meat in their diet, but if we continue to eat as much meat as we do now, this will definitely be a big problem, because it will have an impact on the environment. Firstly, keeping the number of animals that we'll need will increase pollution enormously. It will produce about 50% of the amount of pollution that comes from all the planes, cars, and other forms of transport. This is because cows produce many different types of gas that are bad for our atmosphere, like methane and ammonia. These cause global warming and acid rain. And secondly, we won't have enough space or water for all the animals, certainly not enough to give them a good quality of life, which is important. Obviously, the easiest answer might be for people to eat less or stop eating meat. Unfortunately, this is probably not going to happen. Most people want to have meat in their diet. Experts say that this is because meat was originally very important in early human development. The calories in cooked meat helped us grow bigger brains. So the attraction of meat is still part of our nature. This means that we will need to find another way to solve the problem. This is why the beef burger created in London was so important. Scientists today are trying to grow artificial meat in laboratories. They are aiming to produce a food that tastes exactly like beef, lamb, or chicken, and the beef burger was their first finished product. However, there is still a lot of work to do. The person who ate the burger thought it was quite dry and not very tasty. Also, it cost 250,000 euros. Let's hope the price goes down a lot more before they go on sale at the supermarket.
Okay, why? So now can you answer the question, why is it so special and expensive? So this beef burger is important because it's a new type of meat. And now we can do exercise 2 in our workbook. Read the article again and circle the correct alternative. Write the number of the paragraph where you found the answer. So now please pause the video, do this task by yourself, and then we'll check together. If you're ready, let's start checking. Number 1, the beef burger in London was the first of its type. And this information we can read in part 4. They are aiming to produce a food that tastes exactly like beef, lamb or chicken, and the beef burger was their first finished product. Number 2. Animals contribute to pollution. Part 2. Firstly, keeping the number of animals that will increase pollution enormously. It will produce about 50% of the amount of pollution that comes from all the planes, cars, and other forms of transport. This is because cows produce many different types of gas that are bad for our atmosphere, like methane and ammonia. These cause global warming and acid rain. And secondly, we won't have enough space or water for all the animals. Certainly not enough to give them a good quality of life, which is important. 3. Meat was very important in the human development. This is paragraph 3, where we can find the answer. Most people want to have meat in their diet. Experts say that this is because meat was originally very important in early human development. Sentence 4. The world's population will keep getting bigger. We can find this information in the second paragraph. The world's population is growing fast, and by 2060 it will be about 2.5 billion. 5. They hope that future meat will have a similar taste to beef and chicken. Paragraph 4. They are aiming to produce a food that tastes exactly like beef, lamb, or chicken. Sentence 6. The beef burger in London attracted a lot of publicity. We can find this in the first paragraph. Recently, a top chef cooked a very special beef burger in London, and there were pictures and stories in the newspapers about it. Now let's look at exercise number 3. Here is a critical thinking box. So which of these ideas does the writer agree with? You can choose more than one variant. So please pause the video, look through the sentences, and choose the ideas you think writer agree with. If you're ready, let's check. C. Animals should have a good quality of life. We can't continue to produce meat in the same way as we do now. Meat needs to be cheap enough for people to afford it. In the text, we read that the person who tasted the burger didn't like it a lot. So let's watch the video about this.
The world's first test tube burger has been unveiled.
It's made of the cow cells, it's beef as we know it, but we enhance the color with red beet juice and some saffron, and there is some breadcrumbs and a binder in it, and that's pretty much it.
The raw ingredients may sound unappetizing, 0.5 millimeter thick strips of pinkish yellow lab-grown tissue, but after it was fried...
There's quite some intense taste. It's close to meat. It's not that juicy, but the consistency is perfect.
Texture, the mouthfeel has a feel like meat. You know, what Hani was just saying, the absence is, I feel like the fat. You know, like it's a leanness to it, but the bite, you know, feels like you know, a conventional hamburger.
It's not yet cheap or created easily. It has cost £250,000 to make and 5 years of research and production up until this day. The first tests were with mouse meat, then pork, and then beef. Professor Post reckons he can make a burger that is almost the same as one from a slaughtered animal. Those who back the idea point towards the rocketing global demand for meat, one stat being that by 2050 demand for meat will double. Backers also say this will help cut down on animal cruelty, and just a few cells from a cow can be turned into 10 tons of meat. However, those against say not enough research has been done into any possible side effects, and this is an unnatural way of providing food, while others say we should be changing our eating habits to consume less red meat anyway. All this has got plenty of publicity so far, with the burger being labelled Frankenburger at its worst. Whatever it's called in the future, it could become a choice at the supermarket. A prediction is in 10 years' time.
Okay, so would you like to try this beef burger? Why or why not? Please write your answer in the comments under the video. And now we can do exercise 4. So match the underlined words in the article with their meaning. Now here you can see the answers. The first one, people, characteristics and behavior, nature. So the attraction of meat is still part of our nature. This means that we will need to find another ways, yeah? Okay, so nature, природа, натура, світ. Decreases, goes down. Let's hope the price goes down a lot more before they go on sale at the supermarket. Знижуватись. Not real, artificial. Scientists today are trying to grow artificial meat in laboratories. They are aiming to produce food. Artificial, штучный. 4. Very much, enormously. Firstly, keeping the number of animals that will increase pollution enormously. And it means надзвичайно. Nice to eat. Tasty. The person who had the beef burger thought it was quite dry and not very tasty. Tasty, смачний. So your home task will be to read the text about things we can do to protect the environment. And also you need to do exercises about the text. All these text and exercises you can find in your Google Classroom. I hope you liked the lesson. Now it's over. Goodbye.